City of Heroes does a pretty great job of putting us in the boots of cool heroes, but if you prefer your comic adventures in book format, Sean is with the creators of Skullkickers. Take a look.
Skullkickers is a very funny comic series from Image, and I'm chatting with Jim. He's the writer of the book. Jim, what's the story of Skullkickers?
Skullkickers is sort of like a buddy cop movie meets Conan the Barbarian. So there's these two monster-killing mercenaries who go from town to town trying to gather fame and fortune, and along the way cause a lot of trouble.
It is very funny. So how do you pack in all that and balance out the action?
Really, action and comedy go hand in hand. Because you've got those action elements, we balance a lot of slapstick against it. We have a lot of big, bombastic, ridiculous scenarios, and just try and put as many things in there as possible. The more ridiculous scenario we can put these characters in, the more fun it's going to be for the reader.
So what are some of the adventures we're seeing these guys get into in the first story arc?
The first story is all about an assassination gone wrong. Our two heroes, that our readers have nicknamed Baldy and Shorty, have got themselves wrapped up in an assassination. They watch this chancellor get killed, they get asked to chase after the assassin, they fail, and then this other faction asks them to recover the body of the dead chancellor, and these guys aren't above grave robbing, so sure, they decide that they're going to get the body back, which gets them involved in politics, which gets them involved with a cult of zombie maker necromancers, and maybe a giant corpse zombie that's about 40 feet tall and ready to stomp the local village.
That sounds like it kicks a lot of skull. Now, one thing I find interesting about Skullkickers is that we don't know the names of these characters. We see them, we're following their adventures, and yet they're never named. So why did you decide to do that? Or did you just decide to do that because you like getting this question a lot?
The reality is we originally pitched Skullkickers as a short story, so it was supposed to be a one-off, and I thought it would be funny to have characters without a name. We'd sort of play on that spaghetti western kind of thing. These heroes roll into town, no one knows who they are, they cause trouble or they save the day and then they leave. And who was that, masked man kind of stuff. Now that the series is doing so well, and Image asked if we would extend it to an ongoing creation, we're going to move past that element of it. I just want it to be a lot of fun as an element rather than make it painful for the reader. So the first story arc, we played up on this idea that you don't know who they are, and when the second story arc starts, we're going to reveal their names and just keep rolling onwards.
Issues of Skullkickers will be kicking around your favorite comic book shop, and it could make a pretty cool video game. Stick around. EP's coming right back.